Welcome to Vision Television, where truth counts.
The lead. It's very interested in. So let us. Viewers, this country of ours has an issue that we need to discuss deeply. Or driving around, you can find young people, older people, young men, young women, drunk, lying on the roads, or just idling with nothing much to do. We've heard of stories of homes that are destroyed because of alcohol. I'm bringing the issue of accidents, road accidents, many that are caused when people are drunk. Today on VTV, we will be discussing alcoholism on the lead. Welcome. Joy of having two wonderful guests with me. I have Daniel Ayera Abora. Wow, all right. CAD Kenya?
Yes, thank
An
you.
organization that is helping to fight issues to do with drugs and alcoholism. And I also have with me SN2.
Yes.
SN2 is from FACT International Foundation.
Yes.
And yet this is another organization that is working with mentoring people who are caught up in the web of alcoholism. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me start with Daniel. Would you tell us a little bit about yourself and what SCAD is all about?
I had a small experience with alcohol and some other drugs, but that was during my time in high school. And I think that was part of the motivation that caused me, or it was part of my motivation to join SCAD when I was done with high school. SCAD is an organization, non-governmental, not-for-profit, and SCAD deals a lot with the prevention of alcohol and drug and substance abuse, especially amongst young people. So a big component of our work is within high schools, but we work also a lot with universities. And then we also have an advocacy program whereby we join together with other organizations, form an alliance so that we are able to push for the enforcement of existing laws. And then we also lobby for some laws that we think should be enacted so that we can protect young people from alcohol and drug abuse. And then we also do a lot of research work because much of our advocacy work and education work is informed by the research that we do.
Thank you, Daniel. And SN2, a bit about yourself and FACT International Foundation.
FACT International was born in 2009 when I came out of rehab. I was an alcoholic for 13 years. And having gone to several rehabs, I realized there was a gap where people didn't have a support system, where not the AA meetings, but just somebody to work with you for like 1 year. So it made me come up with a program, a mentorship program and empowerment. So basically, for us FACT, we are more concerned with people who have come out from rehab. And what we do, we help them to be able to replace their underlying issues with their passions and purpose gifts. And we work together with my wife. We were both alcoholics. So she mentors the women, I mentor the men. We have a 3-month program in-house, and for 6 months we work with you, just helping an individual try to realize and try to understand themselves and rediscover themselves through the different gifts and talents that God has placed in them. We are a faith-based organization. Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You said you had a short stint with alcohol, and he will be talking more about 13 years you were an alcoholic. At what point did it start? Roughly at about what age or year in schooling, in your schooling?
For me, the first time I interacted with it, I was in class 7. But I mean, that was just a one-off, and I never thought I would ever interact with alcohol anymore. But then again in high school, when I was at the age of 14, I think I was in Form 2 then. That is now when I started doing it as a habit, just for fun, just to, because I was the kind of guy who really liked to fit in. I don't want to seem like the person who is not doing what others are doing.
Yes.
So, I mean, that is how mine started. It grew until it became a little bit of a problem. Later on, when I was in Form 3 and 4, I had problems with discipline in school. I was suspended from school so many times that when I would go home for midterm, my dad would wonder, what have you done again? So, and then in Form 4, there was one exam that I was heavily drunk the previous night. So there was one KCSE exam, Geography Paper 1, that I just slept through.
You didn't do it at all?
I didn't, I just wrote my name. I woke up later, wrote my name, and by then it was about 5 minutes to time, so.
Wow. Deep stories going on right here. Discipline issues, academic issues, challenges with the authorities. Let's hear from Thuo. Tell us a bit about when it started and what were the consequences of that?
For me, I can say that the first time I had interaction with alcohol, I was like in class 4.
Class 4?
4. My father used to have parties. So because I used to see him drink, I'll go take his bottle and try and sip it just to because I was wondering, you always drink, you're always high. My father was an alcoholic also. So for me, I was innocent. I was just doing it to be like my father. But when I joined Form 1 in '96, that's when it started socially. Every holiday, we'll go for parties, to places, whether carnival or one-on-one. You remember basket matches, yeah? So at that time, it was social. But when I reached Form 3, for me, it now started being a lifestyle. As in any time I could get spare money, I'll save. And during our holidays, every day, I'll make sure at least I could get my one bottle. And then by that time, cheap liquor was now entering the market. We had sachets actually, Hunter's Choice, Beehive. At that time, it was sachets. So you'll just buy a box for yourself and you're set.
And that's when that happened for the next 13 years?
It continued.
Continued.
Yeah, because now I didn't stop. For me, I continued, even up to when I joined campus. So it's when I was in campus that it really, now when it was out of hand. At first, at least I could always tell myself I'm in control, because an alcoholic is not made in one day. It's a process. It's here of repetition. So it's when I joined campus, that's when when I was in second year, where I could not even control. I'll attend lectures when I'm high. I'll do my finals when I'm high. So people, actually, there is a corner near the library at University of Nairobi where people used to know. If you want to see Thuo, I just go to that corner. You'll find him with a sachet or a bottle. So it continued, and then in the process, because I was failing my exams, depression checked in. And I remember it is back in 2005 that I first visited my first rehab. And mainly it was because of depression. So I stayed there for 3 months. But when I came out, actually, it's like now I became worse. Yeah, because I had underlying issues that were never tackled, because it was more, you know, when people hear you have depression, the first thing they think, the remedies are antidepressants. But in reality, most of us, or people who have drug issues and substance issues, they're looking for something. They're looking for answers. And reality is too painful for you to bear. So you better stay on a high, that you're not thinking about your failures, you're not thinking of the disappointments you have caused your family, the shame, the guilt. So you're running. It's an escapism. And in the process, some of us are blessed. We came out. Others die. Because I'm somebody who tried committing suicide several.
You tried?
Yes, because of alcohol. Because I was the talk of the town. And every day I will wake up and feel that guilt of I've really let my family down. And being a firstborn. Even that's why I was sharing with you earlier that for me, my degree, I was supposed to finish in 2.5 years. It took me 7. It took me 7. So even my younger brother, who I'm 3 years older, joined campus and we finished the same year. So you can imagine the disappointment I had. My peers were all now employed. My mom had passed away. So it was a rough time for me. So alcohol was the way out for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Daniel at class 7, Thu at class 4. And you can hear their stories and the challenges and the effects and the difficulties they've gone through. We'll be coming back to discuss a little more on the issues to do with law and how they have managed to navigate and helping other people navigate the issues they are facing of alcoholism. You can get us on our SMS line, 22243, at Twitter handle at VTVKE, Facebook page, VTV Kenya. You're watching The Lead. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Vision Television, where truth counts.
Welcome back. It appears like even when people hear of alcohol being added fatal, poisonous, toxic substances, people still will go on and drink. The laws are there, NACADA, Ministry of Health, no drinking between 5 p.m. and 11 p.m., yet you'll find people drunk at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. In fact, they talk of kutoa lok, asubuhi, early in the morning. And I just want to find out from Daniel, what is making our young people, especially even with the obvious consequences of alcoholism, they're still drinking, they're still getting into it. What's this that is pushing them there?
There are a variety of reasons.
Yes.
And the reasons would vary from person to person. We have peer pressure. And then amongst young people, we also have many young people probably who do not understand themselves, who do not understand what they want. And so, you know, if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. Yeah. So we have that as well. Then we have people who have alcohol readily available, made acceptable to them from home. And you know, to a child, dad is kila kitu.
Yeah.
So if dad is doing this and I see him doing it, then you see, I would like to be like dad probably.
Yes.
So probably some of the things that dad does, I will do. And then we also have, you know, the culture of music and internet. And then we also have football, you know, like the adverts for football, Heineken, the Kenyan Premier League recently, until SportsPesa came in, it was Tusker Premier League. So you see, alcohol has been associated with other things that young people are normally exposed to.
Do they feel they are cool when they are drunk?
Yes, you know, like we used to have a saying, bash si bash kama hakuna gauge. You know,
Bash shi bash kama hakuna gauge.
yeah, a party can't be a party if there is no alcohol. What are we doing? What are we having a party for if it is just soda or water?
Water.
You know, people feel like they want to be high so that they
Yes.
can have fun. And then you see music also, especially the contemporary kind of music, hip hop music. You find that they get all that influence.
Where do the young people get the money from? Young people don't work. Young people are in school. Where do they get the money to buy? The other day there was a whole bus from Nyeri, Muranga.
Yes.
They were all found drinking in, you know, and doing all manner of stuff. Where do they get this money from?
See, you're given, like Theo mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
he saves his money.
Okay.
And then there's some little things you can do in school, like you remember the magazine Insider?
Yes, insider.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was an insider rep in school. And there was a commission I used to get every time when people buy the magazine. So there are many ways you can make money here and there in school. You can save the money that you're given by your parents.
That's the parents' money.
Yes.
So the young people are drinking the parents' money.
I mean, it is safe to say that, then that is it.
Theo, I've interacted with a few, either recovering alcoholics or people struggling. And when I talk with them, they sound they are tired. You know, they don't want to be involved until they get the next amount of money.
Yeah.
Or they go to a rehab, but after, and you can, when you listen to them, they are so passionate, I'll never drink again.
Yes.
But once they come out, 1 month, 2 months down the line, they go back to the same train. What's happening? What makes people not hold to what they are desiring to be? It's like they're being pushed into alcoholism.
The number one reason that I can give is decision. And that one I'm saying it from my own personal perspective and
Yes.
my own experience. Because I never changed. After visiting different rehabs, I never changed.
How many did you visit? Rehabs?
Three.
3?
Yes.
Okay.
I never changed in all of them. It's actually the last experience, the last time that I was told, now, we don't know how to help you. And for me, change began when I made a choice. And that is, for the first time, that is when I came to understand this proverb that says you can take a cow to the river, but you
can't force it
you
to
can't
drink the
force
water.
it. 3/4 of the people who are taken to rehab, it is never their agenda. These people have not yet accepted that they have a problem. So for some, maybe if it's pocket money or monthly allowance that they get from parents, they'll be threatened. We'll cut off your monthly allowance if you don't go for rehab. So what will they do? They will just suck up and go to the rehab. But once the 3 months are over, they'll go back to their previous lifestyle, just because you had not made that choice.
Yes.
You see, even in our organization, we are very selective on the people we take in. You must be intentional. Actually, that is one of the sayings we have. Success is intentional.
Yeah.
If you have not yet decided that no matter what we do, we take you to the best doctors, to the best hospitals. But when it comes to addiction, if an individual has not yet made that choice, I want to change.
Is addiction only a men problem? I heard you mention about your wife.
No, it's not just...
Talk to us a little bit about ladies caught up in the same web.
The few women that I've seen her work with, all of them were suffering from alcoholism. And now this is the most interesting thing. They were led to alcoholism by men. Either fathers misbehaving badly, absent fathers, passive fathers, or the way a girl at 16 finds a man, she promises her heaven, and then at the end of the day, she makes her pregnant and runs. So all 3/4 of their issues are brought about by men. So that is why I'm so passionate about men
Yeah.
and for men to stand.
Yeah.
Because even it's, if I can just go on the scripture side a little bit,
Yeah.
there's nowhere in the Bible where you'll find the devil attacks a woman. It is at the man. Because when a man stands, everyone under him will stand.
And when a man falls,
Falls, every person under him falls.
75% of issues with women are caused by men.
Men.
That's what Thue is saying. Do you agree with that? I'll leave that to you. A quick one from Daniel. When you find a young person struggling with alcohol, how do you help?
Normally, in my experience, especially with students in high school, they have not reached to a point where they need professional help.
Yeah.
They are still wallowing in confusion. They are still taking stuff because of peer pressure. It is probably because of curiosity. And at that time, we try to arrest the underlying factor.
Yeah.
We try to find it out and arrest it.
Yes.
And suggest alternatives. For example, this is the reason why you started to do this. This is what you can do instead of engaging in unhealthy habits like alcoholism and drug and substance abuse. However, we still work with the partner organizations because there are some cases in high school still that probably a student started in primary school and it has developed to a point where the boy or the girl wants to stop, but they can't. They still, so you find that they've gotten to the problem stage where we have to refer them to professional counselors. But still, we work with the parents, we work with the teachers, so that at least even when they're done with the program, maybe in a rehabilitation center, the environment within which they go back to is protected.
Peer pressure, absentee fathers, desire to fit in and to belong, media glorifying alcohol, a lot of pressure facing our young people. Just amongst the few issues that we have raised up today regarding alcoholism as a challenge in our society today. We'll be right back after this short break. Before we go there, remember you can SMS us on our 22243. Our Twitter handle is @VTVKE, Facebook VTV Kenya. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Vision Television, where truth counts.
Welcome. If you're joining us now, remember we are discussing alcoholism. We have with us Mr. Thue, who runs a mentorship program called FACT International Foundation, helping people come out of alcoholism and recover from alcoholism. And we also have with us Mr. Daniel, who works with SCAD Kenya, an organization that is assisting or helping in preventing the initiation or the onset of alcoholism or the taking of alcohol, especially among us young people. Let me come back to you, Mr. Daniel, and ask you a question about, we have policies in Kenya, we have laws. We have the Mutudo laws, as they are called, but their compliance is almost next to nil. The other day we had, after the president's directive, a lot of alcohol being poured every right and center, but people are still drinking. How does the organization help in ensuring compliance or in changing policy in matters to do with drug abuse and alcohol abuse?
First of all, I have to mention that sometimes I feel like people do not understand the magnitude of the problem that is caused by alcohol. I will give one reference from the World Health Organization health report.
Yes.
The leading cause of death in the world today is something that we call the non-communicable diseases. And the risk factors, they are just 5.
Yes.
Obesity, there is a raised cholesterol, there is raised blood pressure, and then we have alcohol use and tobacco use. So you see, these 5 things are they are the biggest factors that lead to non-communicable diseases like cancer and stuff like that. So I feel like there is a lack of understanding of the magnitude of the problem that we face. So now coming to your question, what does CAD do? First of all, we work a lot under our advocacy program. We have an alliance of organizations that we call the Kenya Alcohol Policy Alliance that works a lot with counties around Kenya. First of all, doing education programs. We meet with MCAs regularly, especially at the time when every county was required to enact a law that should control alcohol. So we meet with them, educate them on the existing national law, try and explain the magnitude of the problem in Kenya. We use research to show that, statistics and so forth. And then we also have legal experts who explain to them how it is that it can be drafted to suit the needs of their specific county.
All right, thank you. Mr. Thuo, what is the effect of alcoholism on family?
Wow, that is a very profound question, because that is our area of calling, family. Because we realized, well, if a family has an alcoholic or somebody who is abusing drugs, it's the whole family that is doing badly, just because of one individual. So what we have done, we have also partnered with other organizations which work closely with families and with youth, because we came to realize that, especially from our perspective, most parents or most guardians give up on their affected individuals once they come out of rehab and relapse. So we as an organization, that is our niche. That is what we want to cover. That is the gap we want, because we have realized families are breaking. We have seen cases where a husband and wife divorced because of their child's addiction. We have had instances where a family commits to pay for their mentorship, but along the way, they let him go. So you find it's like, it's a vicious cycle. Us is more of education, family, because I always believe on a very personal level is that a family can create or destroy an individual, especially an addict. Because you'll find either family members are laughing at your parents or your guardians, or at the flip side can happen also. They might be encouraging you. If I could share something personal, I was a laughing stock at where I came from. As in, I was those guys who used to sleep on ditches because of alcohol. And the funniest thing, or the irony of all this, my family members were like talking behind my back. Even my own family, my nuclear family, couldn't understand me. But my mom kept on believing that one day I'll change. And when I changed, she was the only person who didn't see me change. She passed away before she could see me change. But I remember even by the time I was transitioning, it is her words of encouragement that gave me that psych, that morale, you can do this. Because she kept on reminding me, in my alcoholic state, you're a great man, you will lead men one day. So I was challenged on a personal level. If there's this one person who can believe in me, and that is now, as Fact International Foundation, we emphasize on the commitment and engagement of the family, because we need them to come and start seeing life from the person's perspective. Because most of the time you'll find families, they push their agenda. We need you to change. We need you to, you're embarrassing the family and all.
It's about them.
It's about them.
The person.
It's not about the person. So one goes and starts doing logical mathematics. So I'm changing because of you. You're embarrassed because of me. I'd rather remain the same.
Continue being embarrassed.
Yes.
It's amazing, and that's a profound thought, that an addict out there needs someone who will believe in them, who will encourage them, who will spur them. Before we close, I want to ask Daniel one last question here. I hear a lot of people talk about social drinking. Nobody will tell you I drink, but they just tell you I'm a social drinker. What is that? And could it be a precursor to alcoholism?
The idea of social drinking to me is a social fallacy, because it is just, I'm sure even Thuo will tell you, many times, even when he had a problem, he would still insist that he doesn't. And I think that is the problem with any kind of addiction and with human beings. You do not want to seem or to look, or people to look at you in a bad light. And so you would give it a good name like social drinking. I'm just a social drinker. I don't drink a lot. It's just once.
Yeah, a glass of wine here and there.
Here and there, you know. And they say that until you hit rock bottom is when you realize that the social drinking you are doing has been, but then it is now way in time, and you will now need professional help. So it is good for people to understand that social drinking in itself is dangerous, because even in this social drinking, especially young people binge drink a lot. So they take a lot of alcohol in one sitting. And that is very dangerous and unhealthy.
Thank you. Fact International Foundation, where can people find you? If somebody watching now needs to talk with you and your wife, how can they get you?
They can check our website, www.fact-international.org. We have a safe house in Limuru. That is where we are based. And they can call us. My number is 0721 377 577. My wife's number is 0724 647769. Yes,
thank you so much, Mr. Thuo. And Daniel, how can people get you?
So you can find SCAD, our website is www.scad.or.ke, on Twitter at SCAD Kenya, on Facebook at SCAD Kenya, on YouTube you will find some of the programs and activities we do for high schoolers, still at SCAD Kenya. And then I think that is sufficient enough if anyone would like to contact us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thuo from Fact International Foundation, and Daniel from SCAD Kenya. It's been a joy to have you with us, as you gave us a lot of insights on issues to do with alcoholism. Remember, you've been watching the Lead VTV, where truth counts. You can still follow us on our at VTVKE, Facebook VTV Kenya. Our SMS line is 22243. My final point for you, bash bila gauge, ni bash beer. Good. God bless you. The Lead. Very interested in. The Lead. Very interested in.
Welcome to Vision Television, where truth counts.